This is Rob Temmett for Boxing Social in association with BetVictor. Delighted to be joined by a sweating Eddie Hearn. We're here at the Whyte-Chisora 2 weigh-in. Eddie, let's start with that. Got a bit spicy between Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte off the cameras.
Yes, I'm glad everybody's out of the building. It's just got to boiling point. They've behaved so well and nothing happened that's, I don't think, well, certainly between the two fighters anyway, but we contained it all. I think Don Charles took a little trip through the wall, but by Derek, and we got everybody out their separate ways. This is it, I think what you got there was a combination of everything that's been building up. Two fighters in great shape, especially Derek. I mean, I want to go to that fat camp over the winter period and try and get in that kind of shape. He's got a six-pack and he's ready. And they just came together and they're ready to go. And what you saw spill off is, semi-handbags, but it's on. And it's tomorrow night. And it's going to be brutal. It's going to be epic. It's going to be dramatic. There's going to be absolutely everything at the O2 on December 22nd. And I can't wait to see it because both of them are in the shape of their lives. And David Hayes walking around like a Cheshire cat because he's convinced he's got the guy to win tomorrow night.
Saw you and David on the stage after Chisora had weighed in, and you were exchanging some words, and David, I just say, was grinning like a Cheshire cat. What were you saying to each other?
I just said to him, wow. I said, how did you? He said, it hasn't been easy. Because by that, he probably means I've had to drag him out of bed most mornings, but he's done the work. And you have to say that going into this fight, he is 30-40% fitter than the first fight, of which he threw, 1,000 punches. So he says from the first bell, I'm going to get in your face, I'm going to let it rip straight away. And he's going to have more energy than he's ever had before. And it's just going to go. It's just going to go. They might come out and Dylan might try and box. He's going to just go. And I don't think we'll see 12 rounds this time because I think both guys are on a seek and destroy mission. Dylan not so much because he'll be told to be a little bit smarter. But the heart takes over. You saw it up on the stage. These guys, and when people say like, oh, that was a bit, backstage there. What do you expect? This sport ain't normal. You got two guys, you got 19,000 sold out at the O2 tomorrow. You got millions of people watching around the world. And they're going to fight for your entertainment. This isn't normal. Don't expect them to be normal all the time. They've actually done a great job to get through this promotion by being semi-normal. And now it's on, and they're ready to go, actually right now. But we'll keep them till 10:30 tomorrow night, and you wait to see what you will see. You will love it.
Bit of an all-star cast outside of the ring as well tomorrow night. Anthony Joshua expected, Jarrell Miller, Alexander Usyk as well. What can we expect to see outside the ring tomorrow? Can we expect to see any little additional tidbits?
I mean, I think that, you've got a situation where Jarrell Miller wants to fight Joshua and probably hunt him down. Joshua's kind of had enough and isn't willing to be always the OBE role model when someone's in his face. Again, these aren't normal people. Don't get me wrong, Joshua's got the best image, he's the best ambassador the sport has ever had in this country. But he's also a bad motherfucker. And if you stick it on him, then you're going to see that come out. And Jarrell's got to be wary of that. It's not a game where you poke him and poke him and poke him. And that's what you saw in New York. He doesn't like him. He don't really like Dylan. So he's calm. But be careful what switches you try and flick, because again, as you saw up there and back there, these aren't normal individuals. It's not like you and me might sort of barge into each other and go, actually mate, should we leave it? Because I don't really want to roll around with you on the floor and get chinned. These people are ready to go 24/7. It's in them. So let's just keep calm. Watch the fight. Let's not have too much drama at ringside. And then everyone in the division's watching, because this fight is so important to the division. And like I said, every heavyweight contender will be glued to the screen tomorrow night.
I don't think anybody wants to see me and you roll around on the floor already. Moving away from the main event, Charlie Edwards and Christopher Rosales. That was another quite intense face-to-face. Charlie Edwards looks ready. Christopher Rosales also looking in great shape ahead of the fight.
It's his time. This is his dream. Anyone who knows Charlie Edwards knows that boxing is his absolute life, his family's life, and to win a world title would make him the happiest man on the earth. He's put the work in, he's in tremendous shape, so is Rosales. It's going to be a really, really tough, brutal fight because Rosales is going to come forward, and Charlie will outbox him early on, I believe, like Paddy Barnes did at times. And then it's just can he take it? Can he take the pressure? Can he take the power? Can he take the relentlessness of Rosales? It's going to be a brilliant fight, and I believe Britain can have a new world champion. And I hope everybody at the O2 gets behind him, because it's a very tough fight.
I spoke to Joshua Buatsi yesterday. Obviously, he faces Reynold Quinlan tomorrow night. He told me that he's ready now to be challenging for British honours. Obviously, he's been installed as the mandatory for the British title. What's the plan for him moving forward in 2019? As I understand, we're still waiting for Callum Johnson to make up his mind what he's going to do with his title. People continue to call for the Anthony Yard fight. What's the situation with Buatsi?
Well, Buatsi is ready to go in those fights next year. This is a good, solid step up for him, because the last two, we had some common opponents like Yard and people like that, but they didn't really come to win. They just came to survive. Quinlan's game, he'll be there to win. Might not be any good for him, but he will be there to win. So the British title is very important. Callum Johnson has got opportunities in America after his last fight with Beterbiev. He may take them. If not, he'll fight Buatsi. If not, I think the board will order Buatsi against Yard, which is brilliant. And great for the fighters as well, because you know it's going to go purse bids to a massive bid by me or Frank, so let them fight, you know. And you've also got Jose Burton, you know, you've got other fighters in division, Jake Balls fighting Craig Richards, those kind of guys on a fringe. So great times for Buatsi. I think Buatsi is one of the best in the world already, but you need to give him the ring time. You can't really win, because at one time it's like, oh, come on, Hearn, speed him up, blah, blah, blah. And then the other time you stick him in the deep end and they go, oh, you threw him to the wolves. So you've got to get the balance right, and he's just probably tomorrow night away from competing at British level, and then we continue to go from there.
Just finally, I didn't get a chance to catch up with you yesterday about Amir Khan. The rumours continue to swirl about the Terence Crawford fight, the Kell-Brook fight. Any update?
No, it could go either way. I think he'll decide this weekend.
What do you make of Amir Khan's comments on Kell-Brook, the comments that surfaced online about him referencing Kell-Brook's homosexuality?
I think there's going to be a lot said in this build-up if the fight gets made. They can't stand each other, and it'll be very spicy, it'll be unpleasant at times. And that's just the build-up that's been happening for 4 or 5 years. And if we get the fight made, it's going to get pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Do you think that overstepped the line?
Yeah, I do. But they're going to do worse.
Just finally on Amir Khan, if he is to fight Terence Crawford, how would that work? Terence Crawford is kind of ESPN's marquee fighter. How would that fit in with you and DAZN?
I think Amir Khan is a fighter contracted to Matchroom Boxing UK. You know, we'd like him to fight Brook. We don't hold fighters back. I don't say I'm not allowing that fight on another network. You know, you saw the comments of people like Leonard Ellaby saying we'd never let Tank Davis fight Tevin Farmer on DAZN. It's like, why not? He'd get double the money he'd get on Showtime. No, we just wouldn't allow it. So what you're basically looking at for your interest rather than your fighter's interest. If Khan wants to fight Crawford, I'm not going to hold him back. You know, we'll go in, we'll do a co-promotion with Top Rank. It'll be on ESPN, on Sky or whoever. No problem. But I want him to take the Brook fight because it's a bigger fight, particularly in this country, and he makes more money. And we've wanted it for so fucking long, to be honest with you, and now's the time.
Just mentioned Gervonta Davis. You still interested in signing Gervonta Davis?
Of course. He's a great fighter. But if he's happy doing his 1 or 2 fights a year for much less money that he makes elsewhere, what can you do? He's under contract. I'm not looking to infringe in any contracts. I don't like it when promoters say they just dismiss something without even considering the benefits to their client. That's all. So if I'd pay double the money that he could make on his existing platform to fight Tevin Farmer, he don't have to sign a contract, just take one fight. You don't think Tank Davis would want to do that? So, you know, it's frustrating.
Okay, well, as always, pleasure catching up with you, Eddie Hearn. Like the coat today. Have you watched the podcast yet?
No.
Haven't got 3 hours spare?
No.
Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Snooze off to it. Cheers.